The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, King Theoden, while at Helm's Deep, said, "The horn of Helm Hammerhand will sound in the deep one last time." The movie I'm reviewing now, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, is all about Helm Hammerhand, who Helm's Deep was named after and is a mighty powerful force in the work of J.R.R. Tolkien. We see him shine and carry this movie, and What? It's not about him. It's about his daughter being stunning and brave and independent. Alrighty then.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Howdy ho, neighbors. Hey, welcome to this latest episode of Movies Merica Live, as I'm going to go over The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, all in spectacularly spoiler-free edition or spoiler-free fashion. There we go. And I am Van Ebert, your host, as always, for Movies Merica Live here. And just to invite you guys, let you guys know, you guys can live chat with me as I go through this movie today. Okay, you don't have to just sit there and hear me go yep, 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 the whole time. All right, you can get in there, get involved, and ask me anything or comment about anything about Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim, or anything Lord of the Rings related. Hell, anything movie related. Okay, I gotcha. Now, if you want like a recipe for the best way to make meatloaf, afraid I'm not going to be able to help you out on that one. There's a number of different shows and websites you can go for that. So, but this is I don't know if anybody told you, this is a movie show. There we go. Not a meatloaf show, movie show. Ma, the meatloaf. God. All right. So let's get into some Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim here. And I am not going to go, I'm not going to do a deep dive into the plot of this movie or anything like that. So, but it's all about Rohan, as you guys probably remember from the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies. You had Rohan and Gondor, and then there was Mordor, right? All these different areas of Middle Earth. And so this takes place, I believe, like 180 years before the events that we know as the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, the Return of the King. So this is all like 180 years before that, right? And so at this time, Rohan is ruled by King Helm Hammerhand. And he's got a couple sons. He's got a daughter named Hera. And the beginning of the movie is they're meeting up. They're welcoming in one of the lords of Rohan, who's become quite wealthy. And he comes in. He proposes his son take the hand of Hera Hammerhand in marriage to unite their families, make Rohan even more powerful. And then the Lord is acting a little too braggadocious. Okay, he's acting too he's a little too full of himself, that kind of thing. And so Helm Hammerhand's not too happy with that. He kind of disses him, says, "Hey, man, it looks like," basically in the way you would imagine in the Lord of the Rings, someone calls someone fat. He basically calls him fat. He said, "Hey, looks like you haven't missed too many meals there, fat ass," And so the Lord, and I can't remember his name, but the Lord doesn't take too kindly to that and basically challenges Helm Hammerhand to a fist fight, right? And they go outside, they start it up, and they start the fighting up. And Helm Hammerhand, he basically kills this guy with one punch. And then the son of the Lord vows revenge against Helm Hammerhand. and then there's this war that breaks out. It basically just creates the War of the Rohirrim from the title of the movie there. And then a number of different events happen. Hera Hammerhand is basically the main character of this movie. Helm's daughter, the one that the Lord's son wanted to marry, and so it just progresses from there. Again, I'm not going to get too much into it because, quite frankly, the plot, bores me. So I am not going to get into that. Yeah. So you'll see what I think about this movie as we go along right here. But really, I want to take a quick second here because I can't forget to welcome my movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics there. You guys know who you are out there in the world, and we are going to get further and further into the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim right there. I'm like kind of forgetting the title because we got so many Lord of the Rings movies now that I just basically forget that, and I just don't know, and that kind of thing.
I'm a dumbass.
Exactly, right there. So, but with that, let's get into more of the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim here. And so thanks to the epic and intricate and massively award-winning aura of Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy, extended versions, of course, not the theatrical, the extended versions, any new content based on Tolkien's work should pass like a sort of iconoclastic test to see if it's worthy of meeting the standard that Peter Jackson set with the Lord of the Rings trilogy there, the legendary trilogy there. Now, Jackson's own The Hobbit trilogy wouldn't pass this test that I'm talking about. So I'm not idolizing Peter Jackson or anything like that. Now, the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim would fail this test in much more spectacular fashion than the Hobbit trilogy there. And one reason, and there are many, is anime is too low in art form for telling Tolkien stories because of the heft and robust darkness in many spots of the Tolkien stories there. Yeah, I said it. Come at me. All right, I don't care. I know many people love anime, and God bless them for it, but it's not worthy of using on every story. All right. To me, the look of anime is that of a creation made by those who just aren't as skilled as the animators that didn't flunk out of animation school. Okay. I mean, it just looks cheap and half-ass. The animation is jumpy. It's not smooth. Now some would say that that's the way it's supposed to look. Well, to be honest with you, that's like me saying your dish you're serving me for dinner looks like a dog turd and tastes like a dog turd, and you responding back, well, it's supposed to be like that, as if that makes it not taste and look like a dog turd, okay? As if that's supposed to make it better, all right? Now that I've sent all the anime disciples running to grab their Pokemon blankets and disliking this video, let's really get insulting, right? So, the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim also fails because of not bothering to fill the excessive runtime with, these things called, compelling plots, character arcs, etc., right? This movie just slugs along. And when some action does happen, we've seen it all before, but in more impressive fashion than anime can provide. I mean, just think back to how cool the Battle of Helm's Deep in the Two Towers looked, presented in live action. It was also cool because you were cognizant of how hard Peter Jackson and company worked to set all this up, and they managed to pull it off. You think to yourself, like, wow, they had to set up this whole set of Helm's Deep and the big stone walls and get all the extras coordinated and get the right lighting, all this stuff. They managed to pull it off and make it look just fantastic, look awesome, right? And that's more impressive than just picturing somebody sitting at a laptop or easel drawing something like they did for this movie in anime, doing it in anime. I'd rather arm wrestle a Balrog or enjoy a fish dinner with Gollum than watch this pile again here. So, all right. So now that I've really pissed off, all the booger eating anime nerds out there. So set them scurrying up the basement steps. Mom, they're consulting anime on this movie show. So now that I've done that here, I'm gonna move on with the rest of the show here. And hey, Channel 2 Action News, good to see you here in the live chat. Welcome to the show here. Good to see you enhancing the show and adding your credibility and heft to the proceedings of said Movies Merica live show right there. But yeah, we are going to let me do this here real quick because I want to let you guys know all about a great spot that you should definitely check out, and that would be our tdpn.locals.com website that you see right up there. So there you go. There it is. And tdpn.locals.com. You may be wondering, like, what is tdpn.locals.com? Tell me. Don't keep it from me any longer there, Van. Well, that is our Till Death Podcast Network website that has all kinds of great content like videos and blogs and articles all about movies, entertainment, hot button sizzling topics of the day, that everyone's talking about, cocktail recipes, music, life advice, all that stuff. And you might be thinking like, hey, I know plenty of websites that give me all of that stuff like that. Like, well, yeah, but this is all a one-stop shop website, and it's presented to you in a way that you are not going to find anywhere else, my friend. Okay. And then also, if you put in the promo code TDPN, like it says down below, you get 1 month free membership. Okay. That means you get free access, free reign, carte blanche for you. You get to sit up in the TDPN VIP lounge section of the nightclub right there with the, with the bottle service and the hot waitresses. And, you sit up there in the VIP section for tdpn.locals.com, looking down at the dance floor, laughing at all the peasants down there going, you don't get to be a VIP like me. All right. But again, you get VIP status for 1 month free with that promo code TDPN. And then after that, to continue being a very important person, you just have to pay a minimum of $3 a month. And that's it. That is it. All right. $3 to continue being a high roller. Pretty good deal, if you ask me, right there. So check that out right there. Don't hesitate. All right. So don't be the last family or friend to join the website, and you're like the dork that's last in line. Don't do that. Check it out. And then also, if you would here, just now that it just popped into my head, go ahead and just hit that like button down there if you would. All right. Pretty please with sugar on top. And then if you haven't already, hit that subscribe or follow button down there as well on any whatever platform you are watching this show on, whether it's Rumble or YouTube or Twitter, or well, I guess X now. Wherever you're watching this from, go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button if you haven't already. If you already have, don't click it again, because then you'll unsubscribe or unfollow. Don't do that. And then also hit that notification bell down there as well, so that you hear it ding, 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 ding whenever there's a fresh new episode piping hot coming out of the oven of Movies Merica just for you. All right. So if you snooze, you lose. All right. And then if you happen to be watching this show later on, you're not watching it live, where you can live chat with me right now. You're watching it in like 5 years from now. Well, first off, hey, hi, everybody in 2029. Good to see you. And thanks for watching the show. And you can still communicate with me via the comments section down below. Let me know what you want to say down there in the comments section. Maybe I do something in the show that drives you absolutely batty. Or maybe there's something on each show I do that you're like, wow, keep doing that. It is so cool. All right. And so the comment section is your playground, and it's down there for you to use there. All right. So real quick here, we're going to continue on, but I am going to take a little tug off my brew here. And I'm going to be talking about this brew a little later on in the show in brew review time. That's what we call a tease. Okay. But hey, that's a reminder for you guys to grab whatever you're drinking because it is still technically the weekend. You should be kicking back, all right, and watch while you're watching this show because that's what this show is all about. It's all about relaxation, okay? And this is how I relax, so here we go. Oh, yeah. Got to keep the whistle wetted there as I do this hard work in this show right here. All right, hey, let's check out the live chat right there. And hey, we got Agent X6 here up in the live chat joining the show. I am honored, Agent X6. I am very honored. Saying hi, movies. Hope all is good. Well, all is good, and it's even better now that you're here, Agent X6. I appreciate that. So. And we've got Interlord there, if I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I will show up in public square for my 10 lashings there later on, if I'm not pronouncing your name right. But says, man, I hope it's good. Well, about that. And asking, is it animated? Yes, it is animated. It is an anime right there. And Agent X6 right there, toasting the show with some mugs of ale there. Again, yes, he's got the right idea. Go ahead and toss back some booze, or maybe you're a sweet tea person, or whatever you're drinking today as you watch the show. But welcome Interlord, welcome everybody that's watching. And hey, if you're watching right now and you're just watching and you've got both hands free, okay, for typing, get in the live chat, say hi in the live chat. At least give me a thumbs up or a wave or something like that. You don't have to get all chatty. If you want to, you can get chatty in the live chat. By all means, if you're just watching or listening and you've got both hands free and you're still not live chatting, you're what we call a lurker. Okay, there we go. Now, if you're watching or listening and you're making meatloaf or you're driving an 18-wheeler, well, you're not a lurker, okay? Because you don't have both hands free and you have a valid reason for not live chatting right there. So all right there, and we're getting all kinds of good questions right there. I would ask her that or answer that if I knew what Ralph Bakshi is, and so I may right now be proving that I'm a complete idiot that I don't know who that is right there. So I know I look like a genius, but I can't possibly know everything in the world. Okay, I know, I realize that. So okay, so let's get back into the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim. So what you may have heard about this movie, you may have heard this movie is catnip for feminazis and their soy boy foot servants. Well, I have to say that is true. That is true about this movie. Now, I have to say from the get-go, I absolutely do not have a problem with something having a female, like a movie or a show having a female as a badass. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Far from it. Ripley from Aliens, Angelina Jolie and Salt, Wonder Woman, Julia Roberts and Aaron Brockovich. You got Furiosa, the Charlize Theron version of Furiosa, and many others, okay? It's just when a female hero is injected into a movie or show in just an awkward, forced way, coupled with a shot across the bow at men on purpose. Okay, so men don't have to be spit on in order to build up women, but some creators of female heroes just have some real life personal men issues to work out, and they choose to work it out in their scripts to the sleep-inducing horror of most audiences. Now, Hera Hammerhand she's an awkwardly forced creation from a female screenwriter by the name of Philippa Boyens. And Philippa Boyens, she was involved with writing the Lord of the Rings trilogy and then the Hobbit trilogy and some other Peter Jackson productions and that kind of thing. Now, Hera isn't even named in any of Tolkien's work. She's just mentioned as the daughter of Helm Hammerhand in one sentence of the 2 pages of Tolkien's Appendices that this whole movie is based on, okay? That's like me writing a Star Wars movie where I make a droid that isn't even named in any previous Star Wars movies, the Big Star. Okay, that makes no sense whatsoever, right? And Philippa had to make up a name for the character because, like I said, it's an unnamed character. So Hera goes from an unnamed character from one sentence to the girl boss of a Lord of the Rings movie. Okay. Now, if Boyens wanted to create a whole new story, totally unrelated to any of Tolkien's work with a female badass named Hera, well, more power to her. I mean, if it's a great story and Hera is an interesting, multi-layered character, I'll be buying a ticket or flipping my remote control to check that out. You don't do what Boyens did here. What's even more insulting is that they write some voiceover for the beginning of the movie that Miranda Otto, who played Éowyn in The Two Towers and The Return of the King, she reads this voiceover, and the voiceover is implying that Hera did do all this heroic stuff in this imaginary Middle-earth history that you see in this movie, but men just consciously chose not to write the story, because they're a bunch of toxic masculine men here, and they just want to crap all over women. So they decided to not write the story. That's basically the implication right here. But now it's up to Philippa Boyens to tell the story right there, to stand up for her fellow sisters here. So remember, you got to step on those men to raise women up. So don't ever forget that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls, or that's how it goes here in this world there. So, and oh, there we go. It's the Lord is right here, bringing it right here. Bakshi is a master animator, Lord of the Rings, Fire and Ice, Fritz the Cat. Cool world right there. Oh, okay, there you go. I appreciate the education on that. From your description there, Interlord, I would say this is not near as good as all of those things. All right, I can't claim to have seen all of those, but the anime in this, it's branched out. Just the animation as a whole is just dog turd level in this right there. I was not impressed, and it's almost like they just half-assed it. And I'm going to talk about something a little bit later on in my random thoughts that is going to shed some light on why this movie just looks half-assed there. So, but until then, before we go down that road right here, I think it's time for a little brew review time. Okay, so what we got here, my friends, for today's brew is a little Hofbrau Dunkel, and this comes to us from Munich, Germany. Okay, so, and last time I checked, Germany, they know how to, make some beer over there. They have been known to brew up some good stuff there. And just in case you don't know, Dunkel is the German word for dark. And so a Dunkel basically means a German dark lager right there. So whenever you see that. And this has got what's undeniably a very strong aftertaste to it, I have to say. Now, I'm not saying that in a derogatory way or anything like that. I like the aftertaste that this has. To me, it almost tastes like molasses or like burnt brown sugar or something like that. But it's got a good consistency to it. It's not too rich, not too watered down or anything like that. This brew has been around. It's been around a little bit, okay? They didn't just start brewing this last year. They started brewing this beer in 1589, okay? So that was like Joe Biden's like second term in the Senate right there. So that long ago. So they probably got this recipe down very, very well because they've been brewing it since 1589. And actually, this beer, it wasn't available right away for peasants like you and I. Okay, they had there's like this Duke of Bavaria that had to authorize this beer being available to all us peasants. Okay, to all us normal or common folk. Okay, but then hey, once it was available, it became very, very popular there. And it's got a dark copper color, not that you could tell from this bottle or anything like that. And it's got the taste of like various spices, dried fruit. It's got like a roasted caramel and like a dark cocoa flavor. And it's not too strong. It's like 5.5% alcohol by volume. But if you couldn't insinuate or tell from what I'm saying right here, I would recommend a little Hofbrau Dunkel here. And it's one of the more obscure beers that I'm reviewing. So you'll probably have to go someplace like Uber Eats or drizzly.com or something like that, or Open Bar. Open Bar is an app you can get on your phone to grab some of this. Unless you live like in a major metropolitan area like I do, where you have like a store like Total Wine and More there. And I'm not getting any money for this brew or from any of those spots, any of the apps or stores or websites that I just mentioned. Not getting any money from them. I'm just trying to make sure that you can get your hands on this as well, because I don't want to hog all the good brew. Okay, but enough of me yapping about this. I'm gonna take a drink off this. Very good. Very good. So, yeah, grab yourself some Hofbrau Dunkel there. That's pretty good, like a holiday season beer, I would say, right there. So, this is the perfect time of year to get this. I mean, hell, I drink this in March, though. I mean, so I drink it all year round. But I can see people buying this more during the holiday season there. But I think it's time to wrap this up right here. So, let's do exactly that. All right, let's see what we got here in the live chat there. And, yeah, there we go. and, yeah, Asian X6 right there. Good idea to pass on the dog turd level animation. I know, as much as you might be tempted to watch some dog turd level animation, resist as much as you possibly can. Okay, show some willpower and resist your inner urge right there. And, yeah, it's a lord right there. Like, no! I know. I'm sorry. I didn't make the movie. Pardon me. I wish it was good there. I much rather, I prefer shows where I get to praise a movie. Okay. I love episode where I get to come on here and I get to like sing the praises of a movie and recommend stuff to people and that kind of thing. I do not like dumping on stuff, contrary to what a lot of people in Hollywood would say, that, they try to dismiss any kind of criticism as, oh, people on the internet are just being intentionally negative just to get clicks. It's clickbait and all that stuff. They really, really love our stuff. They crave our stuff, but they pretend not to like it. Like as much as you say that, and as much as they say that to cope and not come to the realization that maybe they just suck. Okay. As much as they say that to try to deflect from them just really sucking royally, I am not doing that. I'm not that guy. If something is good, you'll watch a show like this, and I will sing a movie's praises there. So, okay, and you can look at all my past episodes. You'll see a lot of episodes where I am just embarrassingly just loving on a movie, probably a little bit too much right there. So, gotta love it. And hey, what do we got here? Yeah, I know. I was really hoping you were really hoping they'd knock it out the park. Disappointing, big time there. And so you went to a place in Cali called 99 Bottles of Beer. Think you got to 70 or so. Amazing tasting all around the world. Well, hey, a salute to you to getting to 70 there. That's there you go. You're bringing it right there. You're not half-assing your trip to 99 bottles of beer right there. I'll have to check that out. I sometimes go out to Cali to visit my brother and sister there, so I will have to fire up the old search app there and look up 99 bottles of beer right there. I don't know if I can get to 70. You might be entitled to talk some serious trash there to me there. I might get to 68 or something like that, and then you'd still be able to talk down to me right there. Absolutely. And yes, delicious. Agent X6 says absolutely. Real quick here, I just want to let you guys know, because I'm going to do you guys a favor here and let you guys know, since we are coming up on Christmas here, and I want to let you guys know about our merch. Yes, we've got Movies Merica merch, and then merch from other Till Death Podcast Network shows. And as you see up there at the top left, we've got Movies Merica t-shirts, but we don't just have t-shirts. If you click on the merch link down in the description, you're going to see we got all kinds of Movies Merica stuff. We got Movies Merica shot glasses. Hell, we even got Movies Merica yoga pants, keychains, don't have like Movies America brake pads yet, so it's just, we haven't signed that deal with AutoZone or anything like that quite yet. So, but yeah, pretty much everything else you can name or think of, we've got the Movies America version of it down there. And so, hey, you know what? Buy some stuff for yourself, and then hey, since it's the Christmas season and you're not some selfish bastard, okay? Hey, give the gift of Movies America to some people that you know and love and all that stuff, because nothing says, man, Uncle Randy, I dig your style more than a Movies America t-shirt there. So do that, get down there, and as you see down below right there, if you put in promo code movies, you get free shipping. Oh my god, we're saving you so much money. All right, so and you're welcome. Yes, there you go, because you're not just viewers, you're friends, your family there. We're trying to help you guys out there. So get in there, order that stuff now, because you do not want to have to wait for that stuff to arrive, and it doesn't get there until after Christmas or Kwanzaa or Festivus or Hanukkah or whatever you're buying that for. Do it. All right, let's move on with the show right there, because we got things to do, people to see. And I just got some random thoughts about the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim there. And so one of the random thoughts I got is, so New Line Cinema, they had to make a Lord of the Rings movie. Otherwise, they'd lose the rights to Lord of the Rings. So the last Lord of the Rings movie that came out was 10 years ago. So I'm guessing if they don't make a Lord of the Rings movie at least once every 10 years, they lose the rights. And this movie does look like something that was made out of necessity and not necessarily out of passion. It doesn't look like someone was like, God, I just have this craving to tell the tale of Hera Hammerhand. I just have this deep welling desire to tell it in anime form. No, what they did is they knew they had to make a movie. They wanted to make it as cheaply as possible, and so they're like, hey, what's the cheapest dog crap format that we could use, so that if we lose a crap load of money on this thing, because we probably will, because we're trying to girl boss this thing out, what's the cheapest we can do this? Anime? Okay, great. Yeah, we'll use anime. We'll use anime to film this crappy movie here. And at least it's not, there's not enough passion in this, as I'm trying to stammer this out. There's not enough passion to make something that people are going to want to watch. Okay, I mean, and that's obvious that people did not want to watch this movie, because this movie, Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, it came in 5th place this weekend. Its opening weekend, it came in 5th place, behind even Kraven the Hunter. Even Kraven the Hunter, which is another poor excuse for a movie. Okay, it's another dumpster fire. Kraven the Hunter even beat it. Kraven the Hunter came in 4th place right here, and then Moana 2 came in 1st place. Moana 2 took the gold, but way down the box office list was the Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. So yeah, basically the makers of this movie, apparently they don't know how to read the room. And by room, I mean just the movie going public around the world. Okay, they didn't learn the same lesson that Furiosa, that came out earlier this year, they didn't learn the same lesson that Furiosa learned the hard way, where even if your movie isn't a girl boss movie, whatever you do, definitely don't market it like it's a girl boss movie, because the audience for a girl boss movie is minuscule. Okay, it is a drop in the lake, and the rest of the lake is the movie going public that wants nothing to do with a girl boss movie. Okay, so the girl boss craving movie audience is dwarfed by the audience that just sees that as so cringe and awkward and forced right there. And another random thought about this movie is, every Peter Jackson related Tolkien movie has a better Rotten Tomatoes score than The War of the Rohirrim, except for one of the Hobbit movies. Also, Peter Jackson, the only reason Peter Jackson agreed for his name to be attached to this, although he didn't really have any involvement, is he wanted to stick it to Amazon because for their Rings of Power series, which is again is brutally hated by most people that have seen this. I've heard from people that if Peter Jackson or if there's anything Lord of the Rings that comes out, they will watch it. And I've had friends that are like that, and they couldn't get past 2 episodes of Rings of Power. And so Peter Jackson got completely shunned by the people that made Rings of Power. Okay, they totally ghosted him. And so because they did that, he was not too happy with that. And so, yeah, he wanted his name attached to the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim, to stick it to Amazon Prime with that right there. So, yep. But, yeah, that's how we roll. So that's how it's going for the Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim there. So, gotta love it. And It's a Lord says, yeah, not in one day, of course, in Santa Cruz, Cali. And if you got to 99, they put your name on a wall, on a plate right there. And yeah, it sounds like so we have this place called the Flying Saucer. I don't it's not the Flying Saucer, it's just called Flying Saucer. And yeah, they have like multiple locations of Flying Saucer. We have one in town here. They have one, I think, one in Memphis. They have Flying Saucers in various locations. And Flying Saucer is like that as well, where yeah, they have a crap load of brews there. And then if you drink a certain number, you get a name, a plate with your name on it there. So it definitely sounds like that. So, and AJX6 right there. Yes, you speak wisdom, my friend. Girl boss anything can kiss his ass right there. And there we go. Yep. And there, Interlord. You also bring the wisdom. Rings of Power is absolutely horrendous. You're an old ringer. Absolutely there. So, yeah, I hate it when you take when people they realize, or let me rephrase. So they don't have enough confidence to create their own original IP, their own original creation. They don't have confidence that whatever they create is going to gain a following, that they're going to make money with it. And so because they lack confidence, or maybe rightfully they know what everyone else would know if they decided to make something that they just are not talented and they have no business in the content creation game, but they continue to kid themselves. So because they know that they can't make anything good themselves, what they do is they ride the coattails of the creation of someone who actually has talent or had talent, okay? Like in the case of Tolkien. Obviously, unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but obviously the guy is a master. He's a legend. He had talent, and now you have all these leeches in Hollywood with their own, modernity intentions and agenda. You got their woke agendas, their feminazi agendas, and they're like, I know that I'm not talented enough to write something compelling or entertaining or even mildly interesting, so I'm just going to write my uninteresting, nauseating thing, and then I'm like inject it into a known quantity, a known beloved entertaining quantity, like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek. Okay. And so that's how they roll right there, because they just plain know that they're just not talented to make something original there that anybody would like. They know people would just laugh at their creation and go, oh my God, I think you need to go back to working in a cubicle somewhere, or shoveling manure or something, whatever it was you were doing before you attempted to be, some kind of content creator. You need to go back to that right there. So that's what I hate. I hate it when people mangle beloved IP just to try to sermonize, and inject their woke agenda, that kind of thing. A lot of times they term it like, we're changing this to cater to a modern audience, so that kind of thing. So especially with Tolkien, to think like you're so good and you're so above J.R.R. Tolkien that you insinuate and you imply, or sometimes you just outright say, like, you know what? Tolkien was good, but he's not me. He left a lot of stuff out that he should have kept in there. He should have had more girl bosses, more Mary Sues. So because I'm thinking of that, because I'm remembering to put that into these stories, I'm better than Tolkien. And so I'm going to fix what he couldn't get right. So just think of the hubris, right? Just think about how far up your ass you have to have your head in order to think like you're better than Tolkien. So that's exactly what really drives me crazy right there. So, and yeah, Interlord right there. Yep. To change anything in that mythology like they did is disgusting to us that love it there. So, in Age 6, yep, right there, bringing the knowledge again. The modern audience creators are doing that to not just movies, but TV and video games too. It's sickening there. Exactly. It's like, and so I think that, but I think you're seeing people showing outwardly their disgust with this. And one way that you're seeing that is with the horrendous box office numbers for Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim right there, because they did market it as a girl boss movie there. Again, like I said, they didn't learn anything from Furiosa. But you know what? They're going to learn the hard way, okay, when they see those box office numbers right there. But like I said, they just made this so they could keep the rights to Lord of the Rings, so that the Lord of the Rings rights don't pass back to, I believe, the Tolkien family there. So they accomplished one part of their mission, but if their mission was to make some money and not lose even more money, well, they definitely didn't accomplish that whatsoever. So, all right, let's do this here real quick there because I want to let you guys know about this fantastic product that you are going to want to get your hands on if you haven't already, and that is Flip City Magazine, all right? So now this is a product you're going to want. We would not allow ourselves, I would not allow something like, hey, I've got this device that'll suck out your belly button lint, or I've got, this magazine about toenail fungus. Like, no, I'm going to have something sponsor this show that you are going to want right there. And that thing that you're going to want is Flip City Magazine. And what is Flip City Magazine? Well, I shall tell you. So Flip City Magazine is the rightful substitute for Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine. Remember those magazines? So back in the day, you could pick up a Mad Magazine and count on, getting a couple of giggles. You're having a bad day, your old lady's on your ass, or your old man's on your ass, or your boss is being a complete turd, and just need something to give you a giggle. Well, back in the day, you could pick up Mad Magazine and get yourself a couple laughs. Well, not so much anymore, okay? Because unfortunately, they allowed themselves to be assimilated into the woke Borg. But enter Flip City Magazine, all right? Flip City Magazine, their only priority is to get you cracking up, okay? So you might want to be careful, because you might crack up so much that you might have a little accident. So be careful. That's probably why a lot of people read it on the toilet, to be honest, right there. So that way you're assured, right? You're good to go. But instead of hearing about Flip City from me, let's hear it straight from the source.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
All right, so we're making it very easy for you to get yourself some Flip City if you're not already subscribed. And the way we're doing that is we've got a Flip City link in the description down below. Okay, so you got zero excuses. All right, so yes, we're not making it very easy for you to back out of this thing. Okay, so down in the description, click on that Flip City link, and then if you put in promo code MOVIES, you're going to get 10% off your order of the best non-woke comic around. All right. And you know what? I wouldn't be trying to sell you on something that I don't also have myself. And so, hey, I've just happened to have a edition of Flip City right here. Check it out. Yes. And as you see, you got some great artistry right there. Yeah, gotta love that. Even on the back. So there you go. And we've got some great stuff right here. We got like cocktail recipes on the back and some great artwork in there. Revolting artist. You got a little Trumpy in there going on. So there you go. Very topical. And yeah, I got that. Who's dressing Pedro past? Geez, let me get this. There we go. Get my magazine controlled there. So all kinds of great stuff right there. I mean, so and yeah, and again, like I said, probably better read this on the toilet right there. Hey, forget hemorrhoids. It's well worth it. Okay, because this Flip City magazine might get you laughing so much. Again, you might have a little accident. All right. So check that out. Look at that gleam. Look at that shine on that magazine. Look at that, like a freshly waxed sports car. Very cool, all right? But again, yeah, get down into that Flip City link in the description and get your hands on some Flip City magazine. You bet. And don't be the last person in your family or amongst your friends to get Flip City. You don't want to be that dork that runs in, runs to the family reunion and, hey, everybody, I just got some Flip City magazine. And then all of a sudden they all pick up their Flip City magazines. Like, yeah, we already got one, doofus. All right. You're bringing up the rear. You're the last one to get Flip City magazine. All right. So don't be that doofus. Okay. Get yourself some Flip City magazine. All right. Okay. So, and just to let you guys know, so there's going to be more Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim this Thursday night here because I'm going to do a deep dive or even deeper dive on this movie here, unfortunately. And if you've been paying attention to the show, you'll realize why I said that, why I put it that way. But I'm going to be doing that on my Movies Merica spoiler warning show this Thursday night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific there. And you'll be able to watch with like the links that'll be coming out on Thursday. So if you just go to like my X account, which is under @MoviesMerica, you could get the links to join the show on Thursday. And that show's going to be very spoiler heavy about this movie because the show is called Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. Literally in the title of the show, it says spoiler warning. So you have no excuse, all right, there. But yeah, if you know anybody that likes Lord of the Rings or would appreciate being warned away from this movie before they go out there and spend their hard-earned cash, that's really what this show is about. This Movies Merica live show today is to save people from going out and seeing this movie and not wasting their hard-earned cash out there. So this is a movie that you should probably just wait to see it on, streaming somewhere. I wouldn't even pay for that to watch this movie. So, but that's how bad this movie is. Okay, right there. But again, check out Movies Merica spoiler warning this Thursday night right there. Love it. And Enter Lord, I like, you got some good takes here. I would find it interesting if an AI did Lord of the Rings after it digested the Silmarillion, Hobbit, etc., the whole world. Exactly, right there. Because if you're inputting there into AI and you're making sure that you're not inputting anything woke or what we used to call politically correct or anything like that, when your aim is just to provide something entertaining and compelling, something that really just opens up the imagination and produces, pleasurable emotional responses to the story. I think if that's what you're going for, then, more power to you. It's just when someone wants to lecture you or preach to you through IP like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and Star Trek, that I have absolutely no time for right there. So gotta do it. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be there for the show on Thursday night. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the show won't be the same without you, man. Gotta do it there. So, and now one part of this show that I do, the Sunday show here, is I like to warn everybody whether or not whatever I'm reviewing is a woke after school special. Because remember woke after school specials, you come home from school and there'd be like a cheesy, corny after school special about not taking drugs in school, or no drunk driving, or getting your homework done on time, or whatever it was, right? It was really corny and awkward and that kind of thing. And your parents might want you to watch it, be like, Mom, Dad, I want to watch this. This is so corny. This is cornball. Oh my God, this is so old. Well, as you see here, like not really with this movie, but other movies, they try to not make a movie. They try to make what I would call a woke after school special, where they're not trying to entertain you. They're trying to teach you how to live a good woke lifestyle, young man. That's what I call a woke after school special. And is The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim woke? I wouldn't call it woke if you use my definition of woke. Okay, it's a girl boss movie, but it's not. I wouldn't call that woke. I just call that a girl boss movie. I just call that a movie committing Mary suicide right there. I mean, that's pretty much what that is. My definition of woke is something that's a part of the overall campaign to divide all of us against each other en route to destroying this country we all know and love of America. Because that's what woke is. If something is trying to help out in that evil endeavor to divide and destroy us, that's what that's woke right there. This is just annoying. That's all this is. Like girl boss and having a Mary Sue in your movie, like Ray Palpatine from the Star Wars movies. That girl boss kind of stuff. That's to me, that's not woke. That's just annoying, and it reeks of someone trying too hard and that kind of thing right there. So now if it turned into something like the movies like preaching like white people bad, black people good, that's a divisive thing right there, and that would be woke. So it's not really woke. It's just it's just aggravatingly annoyingly crapping on men and to build up women right there. So as I talk this through, I guess it could be kind of woke right there, because it's trying to divide women and men. It's trying to pit women and men against each other. So as you can tell, when I talk about whether something is a woke after school special, it's an ongoing process. It's a fluid process where if my answer at the beginning of the woke after school special segment is no, by the time I'm done yapping at the end of the segment, I might go from a no to a yes, it is woke right there. So I guess it does have woke from that aspect, that it's trying to, get the women to go, yeah, man, you evil men. Why didn't you have Hera Hammerhand in the original story? And then the men be like, because we didn't have her in the original story. If you want to go write a Hera Hammerhand book yourself and make it into a movie, by all means. So stop it. I guess if you're trying to create that kind of divide, that I guess, yes, it is, is woke in that regard right there. So absolutely. So, so that's how that comes out right there. Love it. Love it. Oh yeah, with that. Exactly. So yeah, it's a Lord right there. We were inundated with that kind of crap years ago right there. And it gives a good example. Remember the Indian on horseback crying commercial? I don't remember the one on horseback. I remember the Indian where he's in a canoe, and he's going down the river, and he starts seeing all the pollution in the river, from a factory or something like that. And then he's, have the one single tear coming down his eyes there. So, yep. And Agent 6 says, just say no to drugs. Only you can prevent forest fires right there. Yes, exactly. After school specials, that was their thing. Right there, and that's what. There's one thing that you can always guarantee about the after school specials: they were always corny as hell. There, so and and yeah, exactly. Like you're not for pollution. So just because you find commercials like the Indian, crying and all this stuff is annoying, and it's just vomit inducing, doesn't mean you like pollution. It's just you realize that they could send that message in a much more compelling and not so off-putting way. Like they could send that message in a way that actually will convince you, okay, to their side. Okay, I think when they create these things, they're more worried about like, it's just enough to get our message out there. We don't need to actually make it entertaining. Like, no, your first priority should be make it entertaining, and second priority should be sending the message. Okay, not the other way around. Okay, that's the way it should be. And I just burn some tires anytime they play that old commercial. Yeah, exactly, right there. Or you burn some tires if you're like a bunch of Somalis working for a warlord in Mogadishu. Oh wait, no, that's Black Hawk Down. Sorry, another great movie, Black Hawk Down. Great movie there. So, all right, so we're moving along here in the show right there. Now this is a part of the show where I kind of beg for money. Not really. I don't really beg for money because if you don't want to throw a buck or two or three or whatever at me, that's totally cool. But I will tell you that, yeah, if you are appreciating anything that I'm doing, like if you're appreciating me, warning you away from a woke movie, or warning you from or preventing you from spending your hard-earned cash or something like that, and you appreciate that enough to throw a buck or two my way, well, you can do that. So if you're on Rumble, you can do that via a Rumble rant, okay? And it's very easy. So down by where you type in your live chat message there, you just got to click on the button with a $sign on there, and it'll just ask you how much you want to throw my way, and that's it. Very easy. All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy, all right? And then if you're on YouTube, if you're on the tube of views, again, down by where you type in your live chat, just click on the button with a dollar bill on it, and then again, it'll just ask you how much you want to donate my way. And you know what? And even if it's a buck or if it's 100, either way, you'll put a big old smile on this face right here. Okay, gotcha. But you know what? If you don't, that's totally cool. That's only if you're compelled to. I just appreciate you watching the show right now or sharing the link with people. And those things cost you absolutely no money whatsoever. Okay, so I'm not going to guilt trip you into throwing some money or live chatting. If you're doing like what Intelord is and Agent X6 is doing here and Channel 2 Action News was doing earlier, and you're going above and beyond. You're not just listening to the show. You're not just watching the show. You're being a total badass. And you're also live chatting like a complete hero. Then that's what I really appreciate. And that still costs you no money whatsoever right there. Even if you just get in the live chat and give me a thumbs up. Very easy right there. And it's a Lord, you speaketh the trutheth. Black Hawk Down was awesome there. That is one of my favorite war movies there. That's one of Ridley Scott's best movies. He was on a streak then, right? Because that came out in 2001, 2002. So that was like right after Gladiator. So he did Gladiator, then he did Hannibal, which some people hate. I love Hannibal. Hannibal's a great movie. So he did Gladiator, Hannibal, and Black Hawk Down. That dude was on a heater, man. Total heater back then. So fantastic. All right. So my final thoughts on the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim, is don't waste your money. Okay, I'm warning you as a friend, as a I don't know, an advisor. Okay, if you're not quite ready to be friends with me, then yeah, just consider me as an advisor. Okay, an oracle, if you will. And don't spend your money on this thing. Okay, like don't even if say you don't even have a streaming service and you hear that the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim is coming on Hulu, don't subscribe to Hulu just for this movie. Okay, so don't even do it. All right, so only time I would watch this movie is say like you're sleeping on your couch and you wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, you scratch your nuts, and you're like, what is that on the TV? Oh, what is that? Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim? Okay, I guess I'll watch it. It's on for free. I'll watch it. That'd be the only time I'd watch it. And maybe even then I wouldn't even watch it. So there you go. And yes, you're heroes, man. There you go. You're heroes. And I don't throw that word around lightly. Mind blown. Boom. Exactly. Gone. But yeah, real quick again, just a reminder. Hey, if you haven't already, if you would hit that like button down there on whatever platform you're watching this on, all right? Just think that like button is calling to you. Please click on me, please. Okay, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe or follow button there if you would, okay? Because it's singing the siren song of temptation to you as well. to click on the follow or subscribe button and hit that notification bell down there as well, so you get notified of piping hot, fresh episodes of Movies Merica there. And yeah, feel free to share the link to the show to anybody. Send it to grandma, to Uncle Benny, to mommy, to your dog. I mean, just whoever you want to send a link to, by all means, do that. And then, of course, join me this Thursday night for Movies Merica. Spoiler warning right there. But let's double check here. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody here in the live chat right there, because I do not want to be that guy. I know I hate that, like when I'm watching the show and I'm live chatting. And I'm like, man, I just put this genius live chat out there and he didn't even acknowledge it. What the hell, man? Okay. I don't want to be that guy. But with that, everybody, as I always say, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See you.
Hey, everybody! Hey! I got the police after me. They're coming after me, okay? But I got just enough time to ask you. Just like this video, if you would, and then subscribe to this channel, okay? I'm gonna be in handcuffs pretty soon. I gotta tell you. Hey, so before they haul me off, make sure you watch these videos over here, okay? And thanks for watching this video and the Till Death Podcast Network, okay? I gotta go.